All right, let's get right into it. Picture this. A new leader takes over in one of the most explosive parts of the world, right in the middle of a war. And then, poof, he's gone. This isn't some movie plot. This is what's actually happening in Iran as we speak. So get this, it's been more than 6 weeks since Mojtaba Khamenei took over from his father, who was assassinated. And in that whole time, he's been a complete ghost. We're talking about the most powerful person in the entire country, and not a single soul has seen or heard from him directly. And that right there is what's so wild about this whole situation. I mean, it's totally unheard of. For the leader of a country to just vanish from public sight, especially with all this international tension and a war going on, it makes you ask some pretty serious questions, right? Like, who's really calling the shots? Is there some kind of massive power struggle happening behind closed doors? Just think about that for a second. 6 weeks. In the world of global politics, where things change by the minute, that's basically an eternity. It's like there's a total black hole of information right at the very top of Iran's government. And to really see what a huge change this is, you just have to look at his dad, the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. I mean, for decades, he was Iran in the public eye. You could barely go a week without him giving a speech or making some ruling. But his son? A total mystery. The only messages we've seen are either read by someone else or just tossed up online. So you might be thinking, okay, one guy is missing. Why is that such a big deal? Well, it matters a lot. Because this whole mystery surrounding him is having huge ripple effects across the globe. And the biggest one? It's completely stalled the nuclear peace talks. Yep, you heard that right. American officials are pointing their fingers directly at Mojtaba's vanishing act for why these talks, which Pakistan is trying to help with, have ground to a halt. The thinking is pretty simple. With him gone, the Iranian leadership is a mess. The negotiators at the table don't have clear orders. They don't know what to do. And at the very heart of these talks is a number. A pretty scary number, actually. 440 kilograms. That's how much uranium Iran has stockpiled, enriched to 60%. Now, what does 440 kilograms actually mean? Well, to put it into perspective, that's enough fuel to build somewhere between 8 and 12 nuclear bombs. It's just a tiny step away from being weapons-grade material. And that, right there, is the huge roadblock in these negotiations. The stakes? They're about as high as they can get. Okay, so this brings us right to the heart of this whole puzzle. You've got intelligence agencies and experts all over the world just scrambling to figure out what is going on. And right now, it's all boiling down to 2 big theories. Is this total chaos, or is it all part of some master plan? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Are we watching the Iranian government crumble from the inside out, leaving this incredibly dangerous power vacuum? Or is this whole disappearing act a calculated, maybe even a brilliant political chess move? So, in one corner, you have the White House. Their theory is pretty straightforward. It's a power vacuum. They think the whole leadership is in chaos, and the negotiators are basically flying blind. But in the other corner, you have experts like Ali Vaiz from the International Crisis Group. And his idea is fascinating. He calls it a protective shield, basically a strategy where the system is actually using his absence for its own benefit. And this quote from Baez really nails down that protective shield idea. He says, look, because Mojtaba is missing in action, the negotiators can just say, hey, these are his orders. They can blame him or credit him for anything they want, and he never has to face the music publicly. It's a genius way to avoid getting heat from the hardliners in Iran. After all, how can you get mad at a ghost? Okay, so we've got these 2 big theories on the table. Now let's dive into the evidence, or what little there is. It's a trail of clues that's fragmented, super weird, and what intelligence agencies are desperately trying to make sense of. All right, let's look at the evidence board. What do we actually know? Well, clue number 1, there are reports he was injured in a strikeback on February 28th. We're talking a fractured foot, a bruised eye. Clue number 2, word is he's still in meetings, but only on audio calls, no video. And then there's this bombshell. The regime has apparently used AI-generated videos for his messages. You add all that up, and the rumor mill goes crazy. Is he badly hurt? Is he even still in Iran? And let's just stop on that AI point for a second, because it's just wild. The regime is putting out AI-generated videos of him. Think about what that means. They're not just hiding him. They're creating a digital stand-in, a puppet. It's this bizarre attempt to project power and calm everyone down, to say, see, someone's in charge, even if that someone is a total phantom.
It's like this weird mashup of old-world secrecy and futuristic tech, and it just makes everything even stranger.
So, where does all this leave us? Well, we're staring at a ghost leader, nuclear talks that are dead in the water, and an entire region just teetering on the edge. The confusion about where Mojtaba Khamenei is and what's happening to him isn't just Iran's problem. This has massive global implications. At the end of the day, everything, the future of these critical nuclear talks, the stability of the whole Middle East, it's all hanging by a thread. And that thread is tied to the mystery of where this one man is. Now, even with all this craziness, some American officials are holding out hope. They think there's still a window to get diplomacy back on track. But, and this is a big but, the quote from one official really says it all. If and when that happens is far from certain. So yeah, the only thing we know for sure right now is that we know nothing for sure. And that leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. Because this whole thing, it's about more than just geopolitics. It's about what power even means today. In a world of artificial intelligence, deepfakes, and digital ghosts, what does being in charge even look like anymore? What is power when a leader can rule the world without anyone ever seeing his face?